Hey, what's up you guys? It's the Curious Owl here, and welcome to my May 2016 favorites video. So this one's probably going to be a little short. There's not really a whole heck of a lot I really wanted to talk about, but let's just get into my favorites for the month. So for books this month, I read a total of 3 books over the course of this month, and I know that's less than April, but that's because I had a lot of things going on this month and the books were longer, so I didn't get to read as many books as I wanted to. But my favorite out of the 3 had to be Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. You guys can go check out my book review that I did on this book right up here if you haven't seen it already. This book was by far my favorite because it lived up to every expectation that I had for it, and it honestly just was so different than what I normally read. This book was much more of a supernatural sci-fi kind of novel, and it completely threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it at all. And, you know, I had a lot of people telling me it was a really great book, that they thought I would really like it, and I'm glad that they recommended it to me and that I actually sat down and read it, because it was a trip. It was a really good story, and I think the reason Ransom Riggs has become so big recently is because of this kind of offsetting kind of story. It's very different than what a lot of other people have written, and I think it's really benefited him in the end. So for movies this month, the only movie that I actually went to go see was for Mother's Day. My parents, my sister and I all went to go see Captain America Civil War for Mother's Day because it came out around Mother's Day and my mom really wanted to see it. We have this tradition where pretty much either Mother's Day, her birthday, or both, we go see a superhero movie because it's just kind of like when the superhero movies really start to come out during the year. So we went and saw Captain America Civil War, which I thought was such a good movie, and it really kind of set the tone for what the rest of like the whole Marvel franchise would be, because they included so many other characters throughout the Marvel universe that wouldn't probably have come together unless it was in this point. And I know that honestly the movie was different than the comic books. My dad gave me a whole like story on that because he read the comic books as a kid. But even for him, as someone who's read the comic books, he really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed the whole like atmosphere of the movie, even though it wasn't at all what the comic books were. And I know there's been some controversy lately with how Captain America is being written. I don't know if it's true, but I really hope that none of it is, because if they make Captain America into a Nazi character working for Hydra, that just doesn't make sense to me. But I feel like I don't know whether to believe that it's real or not, because it seems so kind of like a whole 180. I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I hope that that's not true. For TV shows, I really didn't get to watch many like new TV shows that I hadn't seen before. I really just watched like a lot of SpongeBob and a lot of YouTube videos. So it's weird. Even though I'm home all the time, I don't sit and watch TV as much as I used to, but that's probably because there's nothing really new on right now. And same for music. I really didn't listen to any new music, really. I've really just been listening to the same stuff over and over, but please, if you guys have any suggestions for like new artists and stuff, please let me know. I'm totally down to listening to them. And finally, for events, there were 3 big events I really wanted to mention because they were the best things that happened this month. The first was the fact that earlier in the month, May 5th, I finished my first year of college, and that made me so happy. I'm so glad that I actually was able to get through the whole ordeal. It was pretty tough at some points, but for the most part, I enjoyed my first year of college. It was pretty good. And there's a lot of things that are coming up this year that I've talked about that are happening that I'm really excited about for technically my second semester sophomore year in the fall, because I have a lot of I came in with a lot of credits. But I'm really excited to see what the rest of my college experience will be. The second thing is actually just yesterday. It'll be on Tuesday when this video goes up. On Tuesday, my younger sister and her softball team at our high school won their pre-district game. Now, normally our high school doesn't do pre-districts, but because there's been some kind of like change in the like conference or whatever, they basically had to go into this game where they had to beat one of the other teams in the county in order, or in the district I should say, in order to qualify to go to the district game, which is on Saturday. And they won, which was really, really cool because this hasn't happened in a long time. Last year they didn't win districts, so I'm really hoping that this year they actually do, because they're a pretty decent team they're a pretty good team, and I just think if they really pull it together, they'll really do well with districts. And then the third and final thing for this month that was a really big event for me was I got a job. It is a job, but it's basically being an independent consultant. I am now an independent consultant of Perfectly Posh, which is essentially a skincare and pampering line that is fairly new. Like, it's only been around for I think about 4 years, and there's less than I think 60,000 consultants across the entire United States, which is less than brands like Mary Kay and 31 and It Works. It's a really small company, and it's growing more and more by the day. I got into it through a friend of mine who is also a Perfectly Posh consultant, and I signed up under her. So now, and actually just today, as I record this, I got my starter kit, and I will be having my very first party online, so I'm really excited. And honestly, this is one of the face masks. This is one that they only give out to consultants, but I used this today, and it's so good. I absolutely love this brand because honestly, they're all natural ingredients that go into these products. They're really well made, and they work so well, and they smell amazing. So yeah, that was a really big moment for me. Because it's something I'm not used to doing, and I feel like will help me in the future with pitching. Because with this kind of company, you have to be able to pitch sales, essentially. You have to pitch a sale in order for someone to order something. So that's going to help me a lot with, I think, editing when I have to pitch stories and make them really kind of sell to publishers and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's about it for my May 6th, 2016 favorites. Really not a whole heck of a lot, but at the same time, a lot. So, ooh, I just spit everywhere. Excuse me. Jeez oh Pete's. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!